Hello YouTube! Welcome back to week 1 of me giving a shit. I don't really know what else to call this, but yeah, so I've had, lap band for 5.5 years. In December it'll be 6 years. And as of last week I made a video just stating that yes, I've had weight gain, and no, I'm not back to my starting weight, but I don't want to get back to where I was. I want to catch it while I still feel like I can, while I feel like it's attainable, while I still want to and care. So I made my video to come back and just really try to spend this past week on focusing on getting back to looking at what food I'm eating, starting Couch to 5K all over again, and going back to a spin class. Those were my main objectives for this past week. And I can say that I did those things. The hiccup in this week was 4th of July. I forget how much food is involved with the 4th of July, between family cookouts and event parties, things you go to and all that. It's like a foodapalooza is what it should be called. So when I woke up on Sunday, I knew that I was not going to like what I saw on the scale because of what I did on Saturday. And I made a choice to not weigh in. It was one of those moments where it's like, do I want to be an emotional cutter today? Nope, I don't. I didn't want to erase all the good stuff that I had put back in place this past week with Couch to 5K and doing a spin class and all that. I didn't want to step on the scale and feel like, why'd I even try? That was stupid, because I knew just on my past 5.5 years of having this, I knew that's where it would lead me. So I did not. So I shall have a wait for you next week, but this week I wanted to focus on the good stuff that happened. While it's daunting to me that I at one point in time ran a half marathon and I started over Couch to 5K this week, I had to mentally get over that hurdle of so what? You're starting over again and that's fine. You still give a shit, which is a good thing. And there was a moment during, I think the second run of Couch to 5K where it was at the end and it was during cool down and I was like, you know what? I feel like I could do a little bit more. And so I ran more. And I'm not kidding. I almost cried. I was just emotional with excitement. There's still something in there that is itching me to do a little bit more, which is great. I wanted to have that feeling and that felt phenomenal. What I didn't talk about last week with everybody is what's been going on behind the scenes with my lap band for the past month, let's say. For the past couple months, I have been having really, really bad acid reflux. And the only other time I've really had that was when I was pregnant with my daughter. No, I'm not pregnant. But it did give me a little heart attack, because me and my husband are done having kids. So that would be like a Jesus from baby or baby from Jesus. So no. So I thought I knew what it was. And so I made an appointment with my lap band surgeon and I went in, and I haven't been in a long time. And so when I went in, I'm like, here's the deal. I'm having really bad acid reflux. I feel like I can eat a lot. Something's just off. So they go in, they do a barium swallow, and sure enough, my upper pouch above my band has dilated / stretched out, whatever you want to call it. And the reason I am having such bad acid reflux is when I eat, I feel like I'm eating a lot because it's stretching the upper pouch out, and then my food sits there forever waiting to go through my band, causing me constant acid reflux. I mean, I was up to 2 Zantac a day and 10 Tums, which is a problem. So they took the fluid out of my band. And it was very strange because the surgeon's office was very much in the mindset of, okay, well, if your band's faulty, do you want to switch to a different surgery? And it was just a lot of information that I wasn't even prepared to have a thought about. So I literally spent that whole next week thinking, okay, so when I go back in a month to have my fluid put back in, and let's say that it doesn't get better and my band has either moved or caused my esophagus to I didn't even know what to think, but they were wanting me to consider well, they gave me the option, I guess. Let's just say that, with pending insurance. But do you want to have another weight loss surgery? And I really spent a lot of time looking and watching videos and researching if that would be a smart move for me. And I just couldn't wrap my brain around having another surgery. And again, I know people out there have done that. This is nothing against that. It is just me in my head, my thoughts. I just couldn't wrap my brain around having another surgery when I know to my core that 90% of it is diet and exercise. Plain and simple. So a week or two later, my doctor's office calls me and says, well, we did run it by your insurance, and unless you gain a substantial amount of weight, you won't qualify for another bariatric surgery. Now, in one hand, that feels like amazing news. On the other hand, I think that is batshit crazy. Why? A, I feel like I'm heavy enough. And B, you want me to gain weight to have a surgery? Like, no. And so it was just like a kind of a come to Jesus meeting with my own self. It was like, you need to get your stuff together. I don't want to have to gain weight to have another weight loss surgery, only to know that in maybe another 5 years that I will be kind of in the same spot where I know that it comes down to diet and exercise. Yes, I am grateful for my tool. 1000%. But I also realize after now going on 5 to 6 years that if you don't exercise and if you don't watch what goes in your mouth, you will be in this spot saying, I have gained weight. It is totally possible. I have had an 11cc Realize lap band forever. And when I go back next week to get my fluid put back in, I am very hopeful that my acid reflux does not return. And that it still will work for me, because it terrifies me to know that it could be faulty and have to be taken out. And then what do I do? Like, I live like a normal person apparently, but it's scary when you've had your band for 5.5 years. So I have a lot on my plate and on my mind, with what the next week will entail. So I'm very hopeful that when I get that fluid put back in, that all will be well. So right now, I feel like I'm eating like a linebacker, because my portions at least, because I'm just not getting full, which is terrifying. So that's why it's been perfect timing for me and for Casey Quinn to get back in here and be honest and make videos and really try to be accountable and hopeful that there are other people out there that are experiencing the same thing and who still want it and who still want to better themselves. I'm not needing to go back to where I was at 170 pounds. That was a lot of work that I just don't see myself putting in. And that's being very realistic. It's not lazy. It's just, I would be so happy and content if I sat at 190 pounds. Like, that would be beautiful. So that's what I see, and that's what my goal, and that's what I'm wanting for me going forward. So blah, blah, blah. Lots of talk. But that's what this week entailed. That's what I'm looking forward to for the next week. So I have my fluid put back in my band on Monday. Not today, obviously, next Monday. And I'm just going to ride this out and keep trying. So that is this week's update. I hope you all are well, and I'm going to put this on my weight loss Facebook as well. If you have added me as a friend on my weight loss Facebook, put like a message with it if you have sent a recent one, because I get a lot of random people requesting and it has like no mutual friends and I don't know who they are, so I don't ever really say yes. So anyway, I hope you all are well, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye.